Hello everybody, and thanks for tuning in. This is Zanin, and today we're going to be looking at the X34 Curved Ultrawide monitor from Acer. This is the Gsync model. I just went and picked this up from the store just a little while ago, earlier tonight, and I wanted to share the unboxing with you guys. So I'm going to jump right into it. I want to start by saying that this box is frickin' huge. Man oh man, walking out of the store with this thing, talk about feeling like a champion. So let's see what we got. I apologize ahead of time for the lighting. I'm doing this in my own little office here, so I don't have the greatest lighting. I have to kind of jerry-rig a little bit of lighting here so that it would look a little bit better. But I'm going to see if I can't edit it afterwards, make it look better. So we got our little package. Manual, don't think we're going to need that. Couple cables, HDMI and DisplayPort. Not going to need those either. Power brick. Power cable. And USB 3.0. But who really cares about that stuff, right? What else do we got here? This seems like it's going to be the mounting plate, which in my case is going to come in handy because I am going to be mounting this guy. But that will come later in the video. Just a couple mounting screws and the mounting plate. Real special. So I originally found this monitor well over a year ago, and boy was I excited when I first saw the specs of it. I was really looking forward to getting it, and it's been a long time coming, so needless to say, I'm pretty excited about this. Oof, and it is a big monitor, wow. I'm hoping my arm is actually going to be able to hold this sucker. Very well packaged, obviously. I'm going to have to be very careful when I'm mounting it to my arm. Make sure to do it when it's upright. Let's see if we got anything else in here. Otherwise I can just stand it up on the box so that we have a better view of it. Alright, so let's see. Wow, you know, I have a 27-inch Gsync right now that I've overclocked, that I've been running for maybe the last 8 months or so, 9 months, and I thought that that was awesome, but boy oh boy, looking at the scale of this now compared to that monitor, it really, it just dwarfs that Gsync monitor easily. And really, yeah, I mean, the curve is not crazy, it's pretty subtle, but definitely noticeable. I mean, you know, certainly more pronounced than even I thought it was. I kind of read a couple things online saying that the curve is pretty small and not really that noticeable, but it definitely seems pretty noticeable to me. I'll see if I can kind of tilt it forward here to kind of give a little bit better representation. So you can kind of, hopefully that kind of shows it. It's actually not that heavy of a monitor. I can lift it pretty comfortably here. Kind of gives you the look of the curve there. The base seems pretty solid. The top part of the base here is metal. I'll flip it around in a second. The bezel is actually really nice, very thin on the side. It almost looks like the monitor is kind of inlaid into the panel itself. It doesn't really seem like it kind of stretches right to the edge, even though it does, but it's like there's a little gap right here. So the real thick bezel is on the bottom, but on the sides it's very minimal. So let's turn this guy around just so we can kind of get a view of the back. And it does have a pretty good range of motion up and down. This doesn't really matter to me, as I mentioned I'm going to be mounting it, but definitely nice and wide. The back is nothing too crazy. The base is nice and solid though. Metal kind of up in the top and throughout the base. This part is plastic, but it definitely feels solid. I mean, as far as the stand is concerned, there's a little bit of shake to it. Obviously, with a monitor of this size, there's going to be some shake. I don't really know how you can prevent it, you know, being this size, but obviously in my case, it, you know, because it's on a box, it's giving some extra shake. On a sturdy desk, I think largely you would be okay. So you can see the I/O is just right here. You got your USB ports. Seems like there's the audio out, the adapter plug. And then your HDMI and display port on this side. And just one more shot above it so you can kind of get a sense of that curve. And so with that, I'm going to take it, plug it in, and see what kind of quality monitor I got here. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I got the display up on my desk, even though that wasn't really easy because I really don't have a whole lot of space on my desk. You can see my old monitor there, now my old monitor. And that gives you just a little bit of an idea. So there's that QNX right there up on the mount. And then you look at this and it just completely fills up the screen of my phone. It's actually kind of hard to get it all in one shot. Lovely, lovely display. So I've just got a couple of shots that I kind of put together just to kind of show off some of the colors. This calibration was next to nothing. I pretty much plugged it in. I went into NVIDIA's control panel and I adjusted the gamma, took it down, took the contrast up a little bit, and then just put a little bit of digital vibrance just to kind of make it kick. I'll probably go through and do a calibration at some point, but for right now, I'm not really too picky about it. The other thing I did was I went in and I adjusted, I adjusted the refresh rate to 100 hertz, which it did pretty much right away. The monitor will reboot at that point, and then you just have to go into the control panel or the Windows resolution settings and just change it to 100, and you are good to go. So this one went right away. I didn't have any issues doing it. So if we look, I mean, the colors are pretty awesome. The size and the scope of this monitor it can't be understated. I mean, I'm kind of ruining myself here. I doubt very much I'll be able to use any other monitor after this, smaller. But I kind of already knew that. Overall, backlight bleed is definitely there. I kind of prodded a little bit on the top corner there, and if you just kind of give a bit of attention on the sides, you definitely see that the monitor is flexing and it's kind of rubbing up against the bezel. So if I notice it more in the corner there you can kind of see it a little bit, just right up in this area here, and also a little bit at the bottom you can kind of see it. So it's definitely there. This next shot I think will show it a little bit more. Yeah, you can definitely see it with that. So it's kind of right around the edges. It's not too pronounced up in this corner. I think it looks worse on my phone than it actually does in real life. But this side is not too bad, but definitely on this side you can see it up in the top there, and down on the bottom here. Not terrible. I've certainly seen worse. Some other people online have gotten definitely worse ones than I have. But the quality and the sharpness of the screen is very, very nice. Very pleased with that. There is a couple things that we can do to try and alleviate a little bit of that backlight bleed, and I'll probably do that on my own time. But the color reproduction looks really good. I'm not noticing any flicker or stuttering. Obviously, I haven't put on a game yet. I'm going to do that in a second here, and maybe I'll just show a little bit of that. But by all intents and purposes, this is looking really good so far. There is a little light, for those who don't know, underneath it. They actually have a little kind of row of lights that come underneath, and you can change the color of them. They give just a faint glow on the bottom. You can see it. It's nothing crazy. But it is there, just as kind of like an extra, added pizzazz thing. I don't know how much I'm going to use it, but I guess we'll see. Overall, though, very pleased by this. Alright, so I got Witcher 3 loaded up here. I was tinkering around a little bit with the settings, color settings. There's different game modes and stuff that you can change as well. Obviously, that has a different effect on the color and the brightness and all that sort of stuff. I didn't really fiddle with that too much. I was trying to get the Gsync working, but I think it's working now. I thought that there was a little indicator that it's supposed to show you that it's working. I don't actually see it. You can see my frame rate up in the corner there at only 52. Definitely pushing my TI a lot harder than the 27-inch Gsync is. A lot more pixels to render, and especially for this game, it seems like it's giving that graphics card a bit more of a hard time. Nonetheless, the game looks fantastic. Obviously, as I mentioned before, there is a little bit of that backlight bleed in the top corners. You can notice it in this game quite a bit just because of the fact that there's a lot of areas that are kind of darker when you go indoors and stuff, so you tend to notice it more. But overall, I mean, it's tough to complain too much when you have that kind of a field of view. It's pretty amazing. So it'll take a little bit of getting used to. I'm going to have to see if I can maneuver it on my desk so that it kind of fits a little bit better. I might even take my tower and put it down on the other side just so that it's not, so I can move the monitor back a little bit more when it's on the arm. But we'll take a look at that once the time comes. I'm probably going to mount it, if not tonight, then tomorrow. And I'll likely put up another video at some point later, kind of going through the settings and those sorts of things. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video with the unboxing. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, and I'd be happy to answer them for you. Thanks again for watching, and see you later. And I'm getting killed. Okay, bye.